Yo, it's your boy Jay Best, and welcome back to the Straight to the Point podcast, season 3, episode 11. On today's episode, me and Jarek will be discussing who made the biggest trade, the Jets or the Bills. And then following that, we'll be answering the question, are the Steelers tripping? Because there's talks that Russell Wilson might be good to go for this upcoming matchup against the Jets. And then following that, I'll give y'all my NFL tiers through 6 weeks, and Jarek will react to that. And then to end this episode, as always, we're going to do the best thing we saw from this past week, all right? But before we get into any of that, as always, I want to thank God for waking me up this morning, allow me to talk about sports, which is something that I love to do. And without him, I would not be here right now. So let's go ahead and let's get straight to the point. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get this thing started with some breaking news today down in New York and in Buffalo. All right, the Jets traded for Devontae Adams, as I called a couple weeks ago, and then the Buffalo Bills traded for Amari Cooper today as well. Jared, so who had the biggest trade? Basically, which trade is going to make the best impact? So who had the biggest trade, the Jets or the Bills?
You're going to hate me for this one, but I'm going to say the Bills. Just because of what I've seen so far from the Bills. What I've seen so far from Josh Allen was he hasn't taken a step back. He hasn't. He's actually looks better than he did last year. If we're being completely honest, he looks like a better quarterback. He's continuing to extend the plays and make the plays that's needed for his team. But at the same time, he's thrown 0 interceptions so far. Man's playing clean football and is winning them games. They're 4-2. They're number 1 in their division, and now he's been doing this without a real number 1. His real number 1 has been Dalton Kincaid, which, I mean, he's a good tight end, but he's not at the top of the tight end list to where it's like, okay, that can really be your number 1 target. So adding Amari Cooper to already established offense, they already know what they need to do. And Amari Cooper, he's one of those players where he's going to be open. You just have to get him the ball. It's not about, like, the time is going to be a little off to start off with, but he's going to be open. He's one of the best receivers at creating separation. So he's going to give Josh Allen windows to just throw him the ball until they get that chemistry going. But like I said, you're already 4-2. You got good things going right now. Your defense looked solid last night. I mean, it didn't look on Monday night. It didn't look the best because Aaron Rodgers still had a good game, but this defense is looking solid. It's looking okay. You have players stepping up and making plays. So I think that with the position the Bills are in already being first in the division, already having a 4-2 record, and with on the other side of things, the Jets, this trade, don't get me wrong, this trade makes the Jets a lot better than what they were. Because you're giving Aaron Rodgers his number 1 back. His favorite target that he's ever had, probably. His best target that he's ever had. And so you giving him that is going to make them better, but I don't know how that's really going to work. I really don't. I feel like over the past few weeks, they've been building something with Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. I think that's going to take a step back now because you're getting Devontae Adams over there. Devontae Adams is guaranteed 10 to 12 targets a game. And that's being generous. So I know that's going to take away from Garrett Wilson and some of the other receivers and players that have been making plays. It's going to take away from the run game a little bit. And so I just think that it's going to start off a little shaky like the beginning of the season did with the offense. And it's going to take them a couple weeks to adjust to having Devontae Adams. And by that time, it just might be too late. It'll be too late to win your division because I see Buffalo getting better and winning more games in the next couple of weeks. And then by that time, now you're looking to make it into 7th, 6th seed of that wild card. So I think that the bigger impact to the teams right now is going to be Amari Cooper suddenly. It's going to be an immediate boost, and you're going to see Josh Allen continue to do Josh Allen things, and he's going to get Amari Cooper the ball, and they're going to continue to have success on offense, and their defense is going to make plays, and they're going to result in them winning football games. But with the Jets, I think that it's so dysfunctional. Last night I saw Aaron Rodgers blame Mike Williams for the last play. He wasn't on the red line. He wasn't where he's supposed to be. And for you to just throw him out there like that, like I don't like that. Like you literally just threw this man out there under the bus. I'm not one of those that likes that from my quarterback. I don't know about you. I just don't. I don't want my quarterback throwing my wide receiver under the bus. I really don't. And so things like that is gonna affect the team, whether you agree or not. And so I think that little things like that with Aaron Rodgers is gonna affect the team, and they're not gonna just immediately turn this thing around. So for all those reasons, I have the Bills.
I don't blame you picking the Bills, but I think one reason why you wasn't so high on the Bills is because they didn't have a number one receiver, and you didn't think they had enough offensively. Like we talked about, Josh Allen had to be Superman every game for them to win thus far, except for maybe Monday night. He wasn't really Superman, but before that, he had to be Superman for him to win. Now he can kind of load kind of comes off a little bit when you have somebody like Amari Cooper. So I don't blame you for your pick, but I'm going with NYC, and this is why. Um, I heard you right. Garrett Wilson, that chemistry came along. We saw the Vikings, right? And we saw it on Monday night against the Bills. That chemistry is finally there between him and Aaron. Yes, it's gonna dial down, but I do think that it's still valuable that they do have that chemistry. And now you're bringing Devontae Adams in; they already have chemistry. So your number two is Garrett Wilson. He's definitely number two now. There's no debate about that. Devontae is your number one, but now your number two is so good, right? In Green Bay, when Devontae was the number one, number two is Alan Lazard, right? You could argue number two is maybe MVS, right? Now you have Devontae Adams, and then you have Garrett Wilson. So I just think that the passing game is going to be elite, and this is going to help open up the run game as well. Let's just be honest. Defenses, when we go against the Jets, I'm worried about Garrett Wilson. Alan Lazard is solid, right? But I'm not game planning for Alan Lazard, right? Mike Williams is solid, but I'm not game planning for Mike Williams post ACL injury. Tyler Conklin is okay, but I'm not game planning for him. I'm worried about Brees Hall and Braylon Allen in that run game. Then I worry about the pass with just Garrett Wilson, basically. Now you add Devontae Adams. Defensively, the game plan got to change. I can't just stack the box and hope that we can stop Brees Hall and just worry about Garrett Wilson. Now I got to worry about Brees Hall in the backfield and Devontae Adams and then Garrett Wilson. Like Garrett Wilson's the third option right now, which is to me, that's what anybody would want, their third option to be somebody like Garrett Wilson. And it's not even about just the impact. I think the Jets had to do this. Like I said a couple weeks ago, they have to make this move because for one, Aaron and him already had that chemistry, so it makes sense. And number two, especially now you're 2-4. Like I want them to do it when the news first broke that Devontae Adams was available. But now that you're 2-4, you definitely have to do it. Just show that you're at least trying to make this thing work. And they did the best thing they could do by adding Devontae Adams. So I think it helps. And look at the past three games they lost. They were all one possession games. I believe that if you add Devontae Adams to any team, that adds at least another score, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown to those games, if that makes sense. So if we play 5 games through this year, I believe that Devontae Adams on the Jets for those 5 games, that adds at least a field goal, at best a touchdown. That's what it adds. Not just Devontae scoring, but opening up opportunities for Garrett Wilson is what I'm saying. So I think that those 3 games, one possession games to the Broncos, missed field goal, the Vikings at the end, Aaron threw a bad pass, led to an interception. I thought it could have been a PI, wasn't called. Then yesterday, the bad pass, Mike Williams slipped. It's bad luck. Those 3 games were bad luck. It all came down to a last play. You know what I'm saying? So I do believe there's a little curse in New York, but I do think that they made the right decision here. They're going to help Garrett Wilson a lot because, hey, you said that the volume might go down. It might not. Because now, like I said, you worry about Devontae, that might open up things more for Garrett now. So the volume might still be up for Garrett, and then Devontae gonna be there as a distraction for one, and then of course he's still that guy. So I think that this is the best move they could have made. I think they made their offense much better, and that's the side of the ball that's been the problem thus far. On Monday, I don't think the offense looked bad, right? I think it's just a bunch of penalties, and once you put that team behind the sticks, they struggle. Kind of like the Steelers, right? When we're behind the sticks, when we're the second and 15, first and 15, we get nervous because we know it's kind of hard to get those 15 yards with our offense. Same thing with the Jets, but now with Devontae, I think that changes. And hey, what I tell you, happy quarterback, happy team, happy life, right? Just like I say, happy wife, happy life, happy quarterback, happy life. Aaron's happy now. I saw that interview he did on the Pat McAfee show today, and Devontae came in. Aaron just couldn't stop cheesing. Like the boy was cheesing the whole time.
Uh, that's tampering, bro. He's already in New York before the news even broke. That's ridiculous.
Maybe he knew, man. I'm sure he knew prior to the news breaking. So you know what? Let me go ahead and get on the
He was
plane.
up and just get on a plane and go to New York already before it's even
Uh,
official.
Yeah, because first of all, I think Devontae had bad blood with the Raiders, anyways. Whether it was the front office, whether the coaching staff, whatever it was. So I think he already had bad blood. I'm just waiting to get up out of here. Whoever can get me, just get me up out of here. So especially he heard it's the Jets. It's his homeboy Aaron. Oh yeah, I'm getting the first flight up out of here. I'm going to New York. So no, it ain't tampering. It just is what it is. I said they had to do it. They did it. If the season ends bad, hey, at least they did it. I'm gonna give them an A for effort for doing it because they didn't do it.
We giving
No,
out we give out participation awards on the Straight to Point
no, no,
podcast.
no, 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 no. I said that you have to do everything you can to fix the problem. They have done
Yeah,
that. Now it's up to the players and the coaches to figure it out from here on out.
there's
They
no
had it
excuse
about
now.
that.
There's no excuse.
No, I didn't say those. No, no, I didn't say those excuse. What I
Okay,
said,
so if they fail, they fail. You don't say I give you an A for trying for doing everything.
no, I no on that episode we talked about the trade. I said I would be highly disappointed if they didn't at least attempt to get Devontae. Right, no
Mm-hmm.
matter how the season ended, you did not attempt to get Devontae. So especially if the season ends bad, we can always say, "What if they got Devontae?" That could have been a conversation we could have had. But now that they have them, the season goes bad, the season goes bad. There is no if they got this person, if they got this person, because they did that. They did what they were supposed to do. So now the season ends bad, the season ends bad. I'm not saying a participation award, but I'm saying at least they did what they could. And if the season just goes the way it's been so far, then hey, I think it's just a curse in New York, in my opinion. Because you no way you can look at this roster and tell me that this team should be 2-4 right now. There's no way. So that is what it is. And we're gonna go not too far. We're going to Pittsburgh, a place we know very well. Our squad, a little drama, if you want to use that word, a little drama. Russell Wilson finally a full participant in practice. He's practicing with the first team. That's what Mike Tomlin said. I don't think he's taking all the first team reps, but he's definitely getting thrown in there for the first team reps. So Jared, are the Steelers tripping?
We had this discussion, about 2 episodes ago or three. It was somewhere in the beginning of the season, and we said, and the conversation turned into when is it too long? Like, when have you waited too long to where you can't take Justin Fields out? We're coming up on week 7. Justin Fields is 4-2. I think we reached that point where you can't switch right now. I honestly do, especially we play the Jets this week. Some people might not look at that as a real test, but it is a test. They have a nice defense, and it's Aaron Rodgers at the end of the day. Like I said, we saw him play a good game on Monday night, so it's still gonna be a challenge. To make a sudden switch like that when you're finna go against a tough opponent, that's not. I can't get behind that. I just can't. And like I said, I think that we're at the point where it's too late. Like, you have to wait for Justin to lose the spot. I feel like he won the spot, so why isn't it his? Like, we never named him the starting quarterback because we wanted him to stay hungry, to stay. No, we never named him the starting quarterback because obviously he was never our starting quarterback. That's what I'm getting. I don't know what you're getting, but that's what I'm getting. And so I do think that we're tripping because we're at a point in the season where the offense has its dry spots, it has its dry
The
moments,
roller coaster.
but overall, it's a positive. Overall, it's a positive. You have to admit that. Last year it was a roller coaster, but there's a lot more downs than ups. This year I'm seeing more ups than downs. I just am. That's me personally. I'm seeing more ups than downs. On Sunday, our offensive line finally started blocking like they like this is what you get paid to do. Like this is your job. This is your quote unquote 9 to 5. Do it. Do it to the best of your abilities. Do it like if you don't do it, food's getting taken off of your family's table. That's what I saw. I saw a run game that was established. Najee Harris. I appreciate you, brother. I knew you could do this the whole entire time. 95% of the Steelers fan base was bashing you and saying you were cheeks and telling them Steelers to trade you and that you were terrible and Jalen Warren and Cordell Patterson deserve your reps. That's just not the case. I knew it wasn't. Thank you. So we've established a run game. We know that Justin Fields can get the ball down the field. He can read the defense. He showed that he's been able to do that so far this season very well. He has one interception on the season still. Although he did throw an interception this past Sunday, it looked kind of bad, but it didn't count. And that's okay. And so I think that just the way that the offense has progressed, and we're going to continue to get better as the season goes on. I don't know if putting in Russ is the right decision right now. I just don't think so. And not only that, we saw on Sunday. What did you tell me that you were tired of seeing Justin Fields do during the game?
A lot of times, like he was looking to run versus.
Okay, there we go. And I told you that I think that a part of that was that sense of Chicago left in him, where my O line is not really blocking for me. I gotta be ready if my first read and second read is not there. I gotta be ready to go. If not, I'm gonna get hit. And a lot of times you saw that there was a little bit of pressure, which made him hit that panic button a little too soon for him to want to escape and use his legs. Russell Wilson, especially coming off this injury, he's not really mobile anymore. He's more of a sit back, analyze the defense, and try to just dissect your defense. He's not making Russell Wilson plays that we saw in Seattle where he's scrambling around the pocket for 50 yards and then finding a receiver down the field. He's just not doing that. He's not. And behind the offensive line that we have, our starting center, he's going to be out. Mind you, James Daniels out for the season. The rookie that we drafted in the beginning of the season that looked very promising, out for the season. So you're missing three starting linemen. The line has been very shaky, very up and down, and you're putting in Russell Wilson, who's coming off of a leg injury. So I already know that his mobility is still kind of limited. I just don't think this is smart. I don't. I honestly don't. And I think that if this offensive line don't get together, Russell Wilson's gonna have a long day against New York. So me personally, I say you rock it out with Justin until he proves that he's not worthy of the position. It's as simple as that. And I honestly think that with Russell Wilson being back, if we was to start Justin Fields, you would see a little bit more elevated play than you've seen in the past 2 weeks. Because he realizes, okay, there's a real threat to my job now. At first it was Russell Wilson. At first it was I need to prove to the fans and to the coaches that I can be the starting QB. Past 2 weeks he got a little bit comfortable. Now knowing that Russell Wilson, hey, if you mess up a little one time too many, they're gonna snatch you and put in Russell Wilson. I feel like that would motivate him a little bit to stop being so comfortable and to start making things happen out there. But like I said, offensive line concerns and the groove that we've gotten in with the offense with Justin Fields, I just don't think that it's the right time to put in Russell Wilson.
I think if there was an NFL bylaws book, so there's a book that had all the laws of the NFL, all the rules of the NFL, right? I'm a firm believer that somewhere in that book is going to say if you have a starting quarterback that can't start the season off because he's hurt, right? Your backup gonna step in, but when your starter's ready to go, you're gonna go with the starter. I feel like that is a rule that most majority of teams, maybe all 32 teams will follow. Because going into the season, you know who your guy is, right? I told you, and before I say anything, Justin Fields has played good. Yes, it has been a roller coaster, but it's been a faster roller coaster. Like last year, when there was roller coasters, when we had our downs, we'll be down for a little bit, for a nice little while. But with Justin Fields, when we go down, we come straight back up, right? It's a faster, better roller coaster. But I do believe, and I said this the first time we talked about this, I said I think that Russell brings the veteran intangibles that Justin Fields doesn't quite have. I believe that there is some upside that Russ brings. So I'm not knocking Mike Tomlin or the coaching staff for wanting to give Russ a go because going into the season, that was your starter. Right now that Justin Fields has shown us, if I had to give him a grade, I would give him a B. Not a B plus, I give him a B so far throughout this season. Right? Because I'm not just looking at the numbers. Look at the numbers. 10 touchdowns, 1 interception. Yes, that's an A. But me watching every game, every snap like I have, I'm gonna give him a B. Right? Which is not bad at all. I'll take B, right? I'll take that. Last year we had DFC. Like
We had
C
an
at
F.
best.
We had a, don't be generous. We had an
At
F.
best, we had C. Like Mason Rudolph, those couple games, he gave us a C performance, right? But majority of the time, it was D's and F's. So now I know, And this is the good thing. I know that if Russ comes in and things don't go right, if Russ comes in and he gets hurt, re-aggravates the injury, I know I have a B sitting on my bench ready to go. So we talked about this, right? Justin Fields. You can't like we don't know how it's going to affect them mentally. You have to be professional, son. I'm sorry. You have to. You have got to. Because it's not like once again, it's not like he stole Russ's spot. He just got there first. That's what it is. Russ did not come into the season and throw two interceptions on our first two drives, and we benched him, and Justin Fields came in and played really good. That's not what happened. Russ didn't get a chance at all. I want to see the offense with Russ, and I don't blame for Mike Tomlin for wanting to see that. If you want to maximize your team, maximize the opportunity you have, I want to see it. So, and I saw a quote that said he might be open to playing two quarterbacks on Sunday. I just want to see Russell Wilson. I just want to see it. Let me be wrong. Let me be wrong and go right back to Justin. But Justin, I need you to man up, stay on the bench, and just be ready because everything could go left. But knowing that I had that B on the sideline is our saving grace. And then things just go back to regular programming. But I don't blame Mike Tomlin for wanting to see it because that's the guy that he wanted to be a starting quarterback. That's why we got Russ. We did not get Justin to start this year. We did. We had an agreement. Russ is now, Justin the future. And now might be 1 year. Now might be 2 years, but Justin is the future for sure. But due to injury, Justin Fields got in a little faster than we all expected. And yes, he's gotten a rhythm. Yes, he's gotten better every week. It's been, like I said, it's been a roller coaster, but it's been a fast one, right? We go down, come right back up. We go down, come right back up. So I don't think it's still the tripping because I do want to see Russ play. I just want to see it because, like I said, maybe he sees something that Justin don't. Maybe he can check something that Justin won't. Maybe. I'm not saying it's a 100% upgrade. I'm not saying that at all, but I do want to see it. I just want to see it. Let me be wrong. Let my Tomlin be wrong. And guess what? We can go right back to Justin. I don't see a problem with that.
It's gonna be a problem because if Mike Tomlin, people already want Mike Tomlin gone.
Yep.
If Mike Tomlin pulls the trigger and makes this call, and it doesn't work out,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to be on his case about it. You know this. You already know this. They're going to be breathing down this man's neck and calling for this man's job because they're gonna feel like he just completely like blew up what we had going on. They honestly are. And so I just don't think this is the game to do it. I don't.
Why
They're
not?
2-4, but they're not scrubs. This isn't the Las Vegas Raiders. This isn't the Denver Broncos. This is the New York Jets who are going to have Devontae Adams. So their offense is gonna be a little bit better if everything goes as planned. Their offense will be better. So I don't think now's the time to experiment. I just don't. You said we might have two quarterback thing going on. This isn't high school and college.
And I don't
This
think I don't think
this is
he
the
meant like
NBA.
that. I don't think he meant like that. I don't think he meant like every possession. He definitely not
Of
gonna do that.
course
That's
not.
never happened
Ride
before.
ride ride the hot man. Yes, I get that, but no. That's what Cypress Ranch does. That's what they were doing the first couple weeks. Riding the hot hand. No.
I
We're not.
just cannot. I cannot see Russ coming in and sneaking up the play. Russ has too much on his legacy. His career is on the line right now.
Okay. Okay. So you said that Justin Fields you give it a B so far, right?
Yeah,
So Russ is a A.
I'm not saying that.
You're
Can he
thinking
be an A? Can he be an A for us?
you're
An A
thinking
for
that you're
us?
thinking that he's going to be a A. That's what you're thinking. That's what you have to be thinking. There's no reason for you to say that if I have another quarterback that's a B, I'm gonna take out the other B. That's 4-2. He has to be an A. There has to be
Yes.
like a level change of talent or at least of
Production. A production.
production. There you go. That's a better word. Of
Yes.
production in your eyes for you to say, "Hey, we're gonna go Russell Wilson."
Yes. I believe that there can be a increase in production. This is not knocking justice. That's why I think people
I
take
know
take
it's
it the
not. I
wrong
know
way.
it's not. I know it's not. I'm not. I'm not. I don't have a problem with this. As in, it's knocking Justin. That's not my problem. My problem is this is a risk. It really is. This is a game that if we win this game, you're 5-2. You haven't started division play yet. You're 5-2. Like this game can be like a momentum. Like this can be like a okay, we're actually good because everybody in the NFL, like all the analysts and stuff, they might say the Jets are done, the Jets are trash, the Jets are their season's finished. But everybody knows that the Jets is tough competition. Everybody in the league knows that. Everybody in the league knows that really everybody on any given Sunday, maybe besides the Jaguars and the Panthers, because they're just terrible, is gonna really give you a run for your money. So I just don't think that now's the time. Like I said,
No,
I don't.
no, we're not.
Maybe
I
when
don't
we beat
think
the
we're in a
Giants,
position.
maybe.
We're not in a position to guarantee a win. So this is not a situation where I believe that if Justin plays, we win 100%. I don't. I don't believe that. And
You're
that's how
right.
with
Not.
any game, I don't believe that. So
It's not
to
for
me,
us to.
when you say it's a high risk, it's not like we're taking out Mahomes to test out this new. Or we're taking out. Okay, for example, we're gonna take out Aaron Rodgers to test this first round pick that we drafted. I don't think it's like that. I think this is we're taking out something that we tried and it's good, but we want to see if this other thing that we originally wanted to roll with, we want to see if it's better. That's what we want to see. And if Russ come in there and play his butt off and play a really good game, which I believe he can, not saying he will, he can, then what? Then what you gonna say? That's
I
your
don't.
guy.
I don't know what I would say. I don't, because I don't know. I don't know what the situation is. I don't. I don't know how Mike Tomlin's looking at this. I don't know Mike Tomlin
Clearly
as
he
Russell
wants
is
Russ to
our
have a chance.
QB
Clearly.
one. Okay, look at the Colts. Joe
What about him?
Flacco, he's winning games. Like this past week, it wasn't pretty, but he won, right?
Yep.
So when Anthony Richardson comes back, Anthony Richardson wasn't playing too good to
Not
start
at
the season.
all. Not at
Are
all.
you
But
gonna
go
go back
ahead.
to Anthony Richardson?
Am I? Yes. When he gets healthy, yes. I have to go back to Anthony Richardson. That is, and that's
Why?
also
Why?
that's also what's it called?
For what?
They drafted Anthony Richardson fourth overall last year. This is not a dude. That's an investment. They invested way too much in Anthony Richardson for him to have a couple bad games, and then we say, you know what, we're winning with Joe Flacco. You go sit on the bench. You
But
can't
my
do that.
thing is, why not ride the hot hand? That's just not a thing when it comes to quarterbacks. That's not a thing.
But what is your definition of hot? That's what I want to know. What is
Winning football,
hot? This
winning
this
football games
this is where I believe we lost to the Cowboys. We lost to the
before
Colts. This is where I believe. This is where I believe that.
before and
Okay, but this is where I believe that you're overrating Justin a little bit because to me Justin has not played to where, oh Russell, you don't get a chance at all. The
he
only
had
reason, the
he
only
had
reason why we said that Justin should stay in is because of kind of how far into the season it was. It wasn't that Justin is playing lights out, perfect football. Russell, you don't have a chance to get your spot back. You just don't because this guy is so good. That's not the conversation. The argument is you believe that because it's week 7, it's a little late to be throwing somebody in for their debut in week 7. Especially when, like you said, this could be a big win. They be 5-2 after this week. That's what
yeah.
you're saying.
Okay, so why not just wait till next week? We play the Giants next week. I am
Why
confident.
wait longer?
We need why wait longer?
Why
This is
wait? You
this is
just
an
said
important game.
you just said that week 7 is too late to be throwing in Russell Wilson. So now you gonna wait till week 8?
It's too late with what opponent we have.
No, I
I
don't
will give
I
you
don't
week
believe.
8.
You said what?
I will give you week 8 versus the Giants. Russell, this is your game. This is your game to prove whether you should be in or not.
So let's see him play some scrubs and he go out there and he throw 4 touchdowns. He looks great. And then next week, let's just say, for example, we play the Chiefs the next week. And then he go out there and wet the bed because he looks so good against the Giants. Now what? I want to see him play
We
against
play the
defense.
Commanders the next week. We play the
No,
Giants.
I said theoretically. Theoretically speaking, play the Chiefs
Mhm.
next week.
Yeah, but the Commanders they're looking solid, right? They just lost by 1 touchdown to the Ravens. They're looking solid, right? So let's just say you go against the Giants and you throw 4 touchdowns. Now the Commanders is your first kind of test, but it's not a crazy test because the Commanders defense isn't all that in a bag of chips. It's not. The Baltimore Ravens just scored 30 points. So you shouldn't really struggle this game. You might have a couple of hiccups, a couple bumps, but you shouldn't struggle that much. So go against the Commanders. If you win this game with ease and it looks better than what it would have looked like with Justin Fields, you can continue. But if it doesn't, if you're struggling, if you hit some bumps and too many bumps to where now we're getting off track, then we might have to pull you and put Justin in. But I don't think that against the Jets, and like I said, I pray that I'm wrong. I pray that Russell Wilson goes out there and has a phenomenal day, and we cruise and we get an easy win against the Jets, and we look like real Super Bowl contenders because the offense takes a leap. That's what I hope for. That's what I expect if Russell Wilson does come in. Mind you, I'm not a Russell Wilson hater. I'm not. I think that he still has something left in the tank. I think that he will give us something different than Justin Fields gives us. But I just don't think that right now is the time. I don't. Mind you,
I'm
I have full faith in Russell Wilson. I don't think he's going to come here and stink up the place. But it's that possibility of if he does. I think that if we have to find out what that if is, it'll result in a loss versus the Jets. And I don't like that.
I believe that Mike Tomlin just doesn't want any stones unturned. He does. He wants to know exactly what he has. He wants to know that Russ, you're no longer a starter in this league. Justin Fields is our starter. He'd rather know that than have that little voice in the back of his head, man, what if Russ can have his offense looking a lot better? And it's not even just physical. It's not that. It's a mental game. The quarterback position is a mental position, right? So Justin Fields physically might be better than Russ. So I'm not taking that from him at all. And that his legs also give us that extra that we need sometimes when the O line fails or when nothing's there, he can run. But what if Russ sees things because of that experience, because of his mental capabilities, that Justin don't see? I think that's something that Mike Tomlin is playing in the back of his head. Like, what if we can be better with Russ? And I don't think that's a bad thought to have as a head coach. Like you said, Steelers fans are down his neck every year. So why not put out the best product that I can, and I'll find out if it's the best product. If Russ go in there, plays bad, Justin get back in there, keep going. That's your spot. Russ play good, we rolling with Russ, and we know that we have Justin in there just in case things go wrong or just in case Russ get hurt. Like I just don't think Mike Tomlin's tripping for wanting to know who his real QB1 is. I just don't see that as a problem. I brought you here to be the QB1. I'm about to give you a chance to be the QB1 because he didn't lose his spot. We agreed on that. He didn't lose it. He just never had a chance to play. So let's see. And we're just talking about what we've heard. He might not even play this weekend. Like it's a possibility he might not even play. But through the grapevine, people are hearing that he might have a chance to play this upcoming weekend against the Jets. All right. So let's move on to my NFL tiers through week 6. All right. So first of all, I did my NFL tiers in the beginning of the season. All right, in the beginning of the season, I did it heading into the season, right? So basically taking what happened during the offseason, trades, the draft, looking at all of that and kind of seeing how the season was going to go. All right, so we're going to start from the bottom to the top. And this is not only where they are projection, but it's also where I think they're going to be as we continue to go throughout the year. And then I'm going to do another one after 12 weeks. All right, so here we go. This is we'll start from bottom to top. All right, so the first tier, you are on the clock, meaning draft night is the biggest night that you're looking forward to in the future. All right. We got the New York Cheeks Giants. We got the Cleveland Doodle Browns. We got the Las Vegas Ringworm Raiders. We got the Tennessee Trash Titans. And we got the Carolina Kitty Cat Panthers. Okay. These teams are just not good. New York, the Giants, the Browns, the Raiders, and the Titans, you got to do something at the QB position. I don't care if it's draft a quarterback. I don't care if it's sign a quarterback, but there's no way you're going into next year with Daniel Jones, with Deshaun Watson, with Gardner Minshew, and with Will Levis. I'm sorry, you just can't do it. And then the Panthers, I really didn't know where to put them other than the bottom tier. We still think Bryce can play. Maybe sitting him down, letting him watch Andy. Maybe that'll work out. But y'all still got to figure out the QB situation. All right. The next tier, the play your cards right tier. Play your cards right. The Patriots and the Broncos. Y'all found y'all guy. I'm convinced. I'm convinced that Bo Nix is Denver's guy. I think Sean Payton has a lot to do with that, but I'm convinced. I'm convinced that Drizzy Drake, I seen one play. One game from Drizzy Drake, and I'm convinced that he is the guy in New England. With limited weapons, he did 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, but one of them was tipped. Right, one of them was tipped, but 3 touchdowns in his debut. Really, against the Texans team, that's pretty good. And like I said, he doesn't have many weapons. So play the cards right, build a good team around these 2 quarterbacks. I think you have your guy. All right. Next question mark. No, I'm sorry. Next is you get into your self tier. You did it to yourself. Dallas, you did it to yourself. You made Dak Prescott the highest paid player in the history of the NFL. You did it to yourself. Look what that's gotten you. Okay, he doesn't look too good. All right, next you got the Dolphins. All right, you did it to yourself. You gave to a big contract. I don't think he's that good, to be honest with you. But he also has an injury history, right? You gave him that big contract. Guess what? He missed the past couple of games with a concussion. All right. Next, the Jaguars. You gave Trevor Lawrence that big contract. You are the worst team in the league right now. These teams, you did it to yourself. All right. Next, we got the question mark. Oh, and also with Dallas, not just Dak Prescott, but they made no moves this offseason to make that team any better. Right. So you did it to yourself. All right. Next, we have the question mark at QB tier. The Colts. You hit the nail on the head a couple seconds ago. Joe Flacco, Anthony Richardson. What do we do? There's a question mark at the QB position. How can we move forward if we don't know who our QB should be? Because one QB is winning. He's not as physically talented as the other one. But the other one, we drafted him at the fourth pick a year ago, right? So what do you do at QB? And then I had to put the Cardinals here. Kyler Murray has not looked that good this year. Even added Marvin Harrison, he has not looked that good this year. It seems like 2-4. He has not looked that. Him individually has not looked that good this year. I've watched a couple of his games, and let me tell you something. Missing passes. He doesn't look that good. He hasn't looked like I think people thought this year would look like for the Cardinals. Adding Marvin Harrison. All right. Next we have coming in hot, but now you're not tier. All right. The Saints start off 2-0. They lost four straight. All right, the Seahawks start off 3-0. You lost three straight. Look, I don't know what happened for these two teams. I don't know what happened, but you started off hot and now you're not. All right, the end is near. That's why I need everybody to pay attention because I threw a team right here. Y'all can be like, what? What? No. Hear me out. The end is near. Okay, the Bengals. I think they're treading water, right? For some reason, a lot of people. I did a video on TikTok and had them vote. Is the season over? Yes or no? A lot of people said no. A lot of people said, nah, the season ain't over. Guys, this team is 2-4. The two teams they beat are the Panthers and the Giants. They're not good, okay? They're not good. The end is near, but nobody wants to believe it. And then the next team might be a shocker, the Lions. I'm sorry, Aiden Hutchinson. I think that injury is going to completely ruin his defense because the secondary is bad. The secondary was bad last year. The secondary is bad this year. But Aiden Hutchinson being on that D line, he's a game changer. Like he's a future TJ White, in my opinion. He is that good on that D line. Without him, they have no presence at the pass rush position. Secondary is going to get torched throughout the rest of this year. All right. Next, we got a code 8. Code 8 tier. Code 8. Look, police officers, they say code 8 when they call for backup. All right, so these teams calling for backup. The Jets, Devontae Adams just got there. I'm holding on to hope. They're 2-4, but Devontae just reunited with Aaron Rodgers. Reunited, and it feels so good. All right, next you got the Rams, Puka and Cooper. They're coming back. They're 1-4. But guess what? The leader in their division is 3-3. They're not that far off. They have a chance. The 49ers, Dre Greenlaw eventually is coming back. CMC eventually is coming back. Eventually. It might be a month from now, but they're coming back. So backup is coming. All right. Help is on the way. Next, we got the cute tier. I really didn't know where to put this team. I think they're cute. All right. Look, Atlanta, the Falcons. Look, they're cute. I'm not worried about the Falcons. I don't think the Falcons going to be that good for the rest of the year. They're cute, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Next, we got the good teams, but tier. The Steelers. We're a good team. But the offense is inconsistent. We can agree on that. Offense is too inconsistent. The O-line is inconsistent. Okay, because of that, we have to be this low on the tier list. All right, next we got the Chargers. The Chargers, y'all got a good defense, right? Y'all beat the bad teams, right? You beat the Broncos, right? You beat the Panthers, you beat the Raiders, right? You beat a couple bad teams, but guess who the team they lost to? Lost to the Steelers, lost to the Chiefs. Okay, so you beating the bad teams, but you're losing to the good teams. Y'all look good, but can y'all get a good win on y'all resume? All right, the next tier, scary. They're scary. The Bears. If Caleb Williams continues to improve every single week, as he just threw 4 touchdowns. He just threw 4 touchdowns. I don't care who was against. A rookie just threw 4 touchdowns. Get a man his credit. If Caleb Williams continues to get better, this team is going to be scary going down the stretch. Next, we have the Bills. The Bills added Amari Cooper. You said they wasn't that scary because they did not have a number one weapon. Well, now they do. The Bills are scary. Watch out. Josh Allen doesn't look bad. He, like you said, no interceptions. He looks good. The next tier, timber. You know when they say timber, right? That means a tree falling, right? I mean it's going to fall. It's going to fall. The Vikings. I don't believe it. Sam Darnold, I don't believe in you. I'm sorry. It's going to fall. I've seen teams start off hot and then fall. I've seen it before. It can happen again with the Vikings, all right? The Commanders. Jaden Daniels, you're good, son. You're having a really good year, but y'all defense is so bad. You cannot, there's no way that you can continue this season the way you started it, all right? So that's the timber tier, and those teams are bound to fall. All right, the next tier, the record is looking good, but it's a huge question mark. Okay, the Eagles, y'all 3-2, right? Y'all just beat the Doodle Browns by 4 points. 4 points, and your head coach was talking trash. I'm not impressed. Sorry. The 4-2 Bucks. Baker just threw 3 interceptions and they won the game. He threw 3 interceptions and they won the game. Think about that. That's a question mark. I just can't trust in Baker to save my life. He's playing good this year, but I just don't see him being the same guy he is right now down the stretch to the rest of the year. All right, next we have the Ravens. The Ravens, look, they started off 0-2. Now they're 4-2, right? They got the train rolling, but this defense, question mark. Look, the defense, especially the secondary, they have allowed 145 points this year. That is the ninth worst in the league, but they're 4-2. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Come on, like there's a question mark there. All right, next is the keep it up tier. Packers. Jordan Love threw 4 touchdowns. Keep it up. Y'all was 0-1. Jordan Love got hurt. We thought the season was almost over. Malik Willis come in, got some wins. Jordan Love comes back. They get some more wins. All right, they're looking good. The Texans 5-1. Keep it up. Nico Collins out for a couple of weeks, but CJ Stroud, be that guy. Get the ball to Stephon Diggs. Get the ball to Tank Dell, Dalton Schultz. Joe Mixon is back from injury. He looked good his first week back. Keep it up. And then at the top of the tiers, of course, the top until further notice tier, because they're undefeated. They keep finding ways to win. Rashee Rice out for the year probably. Isaiah Pacheco out for a long time, if not the year, right? And they still can't lose a game. So until further notice, the Chiefs are at the top of the tiers. Jared, your reaction to the tiers?
It started off so good. So good. I was over here. I was excited. I was thinking, hey, we might as well just skip past this segment because I might not be needed. Then it gets slacked. I'm not gonna lie. And I was really gonna focus on the Kyler Murray part, but I'm gonna leave that alone. That's a conversation for a different day. I'm gonna leave that alone because there's some other stuff that I heard that I just can't let it slide. The Lions,
Yep.
why? Like why? Like I'm not understanding. Yes, okay, yes, you said Aiden Hutchinson, but the way that offense is looking, what defense in the NFC right now besides really the Packers and Minnesota? But you say Minnesota's gonna fall. They're in the timber list, right? They're gonna
The
fall.
defense might remain good, but the offense is going to fall because of Sam Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So and that's just gonna end up to them not having a good finish this season. Packers, they have a good defense. Other than really those two teams, San Francisco, they just overall they kind of look a little shaky. Like you said, they need some backup right now.
Yep.
Who right now looks like they can stop the Detroit Lions offense? I don't know. I really don't.
And this is one thing that they had the advantage of being one of those top teams in the league because defensively they have a great run defense. You cannot run the ball against the Lions. You
Mm-hmm.
just can't. But you can pass. And now and with Aiden Hutchinson wrecking the league like he has done this year so far. Like he was in the conversation for defensive player of the year. Like if TJ Watt did not exist, he would be a lock for defensive player of the year right now. But now that he's gone, your secondary was shaky with him. Without him, your secondary is going to be bottom of the league now. And like you said, there's not a lot of good defenses in the NFC, right? There's some good offenses. There's some offenses that can put up some points, and they can definitely put up points against a defense that can't stop the pass. Like that's to me, that's one of like the biggest downfalls a team can have is not being able to stop the pass. People think that not being able to stop the run is a problem, but because of the league today, because of the quarterbacks today, not being able to stop the pass is a liability. It is. And with Aiden Hutchinson, like I said, he was able to generate that pressure to help the secondary out. You lose that. Secondary done. They're cooked. I understand offensively they're still pretty good, but now I think it's about to turn into Jared Goff got to win these shootouts. The team is going to be on Jared Goff back now because defense not going to be able to make stops like they used to. Defense not going to be able to get turnovers like they used to because of Aiden Hutchinson presence. It's almost like I view it like I view Pittsburgh almost. Except Detroit has the offense ability to generate points. But if TJ Watt go down, you know us. We're done. You can cancel Christmas, right? So that's how I see the Lions. It's a bold take. I could be wrong,
Very
but I
bold.
think after seeing him go down like that, I just there's nobody else on that defense that scares me. Brian
You're right.
Branch maybe, but pass rush matters to me. I think that's like the second most important thing you have. A quarterback is number one to me. A pass rush is second because of the league today and how much they pass the ball.
I completely understand, but another way to help out your defense and your quarterback so that you're not having to get in these shootouts is to run the football. And they have, I want to say, it's clear cut. They have the best running back duo in the league right now. Jameer Gibbs, David Montgomery. It looks like nobody can really stop them right now. And their offensive line looks great. So now, and that's one of the reasons why Jared Goff looks so good because they have one of the best play action games in the league, if not the best. Because you're so scared of that run. So I think knowing Dan Campbell, now it's time to get more gritty. It's time to get even more physical than we've been. So now we're going to run the ball, try to wear your defense down, put points on the board, and then limit the amount of time that your offense has to go make plays. It's gonna become a time of possession thing, and I think that the Lions are gonna finish off better than you think they will. I don't think they'll go to the Super. I don't. I think their Super Bowl hopes you can probably cancel those, but you can be right back where you were last year, which is not bad at all. So I think that I
No.
don't think that they should be in the tier that they're in. And then my next problem, Caleb Williams, the Chicago Bears. We're
The scary tier.
we're the scary tier. We're hyped on the Chicago Bears because they just beat two bad teams. Before that, there were so many questions in Chicago. Is
Mm-hmm.
Caleb? Did y'all make the right decision by giving up Justin Fields? Because mind you, before these past 2 weeks, Justin Fields was coming off of that Colts game where he looked incredible, almost brought us back, right? So there are so many questions. Did y'all make the right choice? Should y'all have just kept Justin Fields and gave him even more than what you gave Caleb Williams because you would have still had that first pick overall? Did you make the right decision? Is Caleb Williams your guy? Offensive line concerns still. Defensive concerns a little bit here and there. They beat the Panthers and they beat the Jaguars, and we're just erasing all the questions we have because what? Because he beat the two worst teams in the league.
I believe with a rookie quarterback, matchups don't matter. He has played 6 games this year. Matchups do not matter.
When is
I,
it gonna matter though?
it is gonna matter eventually, especially when you get
Exactly.
to the exactly, especially that. But these 2 games are confidence boosters. I need my quarterback to feel good about it. I need my rookie quarterback to feel good. I need him to be out there and be comfortable. So, like I said, there is no when you look at, for example, the Jets, right? Aaron Rodgers looked good against the Patriots. You said that's poo-poo, right? If nobody cares. It's the Patriots, right?
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers is the vet. We know what we expect out of Aaron Rodgers. Caleb Williams is the young pup. I need you to get as many good games as you can against whoever, so you can get that confidence, so you can get a rhythm going. Then we're gonna start playing good teams, and that can carry over. So I think that Caleb Williams, week 1 looked bad. Week 2, week 3, okay. Week 4, like it's gotten better every single week, is what I'm saying. And last week, 4 touchdowns. That's not. I don't care what nobody say. That's not that easy to do. I haven't seen that many quarterbacks throw 4 touchdowns this year. Mahomes definitely has not thrown 4 touchdowns this year in a game.
He hasn't.
You're
Mahomes
right.
also played the Jaguars. The Jaguars are terrible. Worst team in the
Mahomes,
league right now. It's not that hard to do. It's really not. I promise you.
I promise you,
This
with
Caleb
a
Williams,
rookie quarterback,
you can't say with the record the expectations Caleb Williams had when he got drafted. I heard somebody. I don't want to get mistaken because for the little viewers that we have, they might think of Nick Wright in a negative light now. When he was about to get drafted, and once he got drafted, did Nick Wright not have him above almost half the quarterbacks in the league
those are
in the
biased.
current
That's
moment?
a bias. He believes that that's the next Mahomes. He
Okay,
believes that
so you being the next Mahomes, 4 touchdowns against the Jaguars doesn't shock me. That doesn't make me feel good.
from a
That
rookie quarterback.
From the next Mahomes, no.
Mahomes was not Mahomes in his first year.
His first year starting, he kind of was.
Nobody said nobody. We're talking about Mahomes right now. Nobody said that. Nobody thought Mahomes would be as good as he is right now his first year. I promise you that.
We saw
You saw flashes, right? You saw
yeah.
flashes, right? Okay, this
I
four
saw
touchdown
flashes.
game is a
I saw
flash.
flashes against a tough Baltimore Ravens team. I saw flashes. Now I might be wrong. I don't think I am though. I saw flashes when he went toe to toe with Tom Brady. I saw those flashes there. I'm not gonna talk about flashes when, let's just say, that season, if he dominated against the Oakland Raiders or the Las Vegas Raiders, I don't consider that to be a flash.
You
The
think?
flashes is what I see against the good teams,
Okay,
against
you
the
think?
situations where you're being challenged.
Do you think C.J. Stroud is a really good quarterback, right?
I do.
On a really good team, right?
I do.
He threw 2 touchdowns against the Jaguars.
Okay.
Killed before. So you're saying that's not that impressive, but every quarter, if it's not that
What is
impressive,
your
every quarter will
point?
be good. What was my point? He went against the same team C.J. Stroud went against and outperformed C.J. Stroud. I can't matchups like that. I can't do that.
No,
You can say it's not impressive. If it was so easy to do, why didn't C.J. Stroud do it? It matters. You're saying it don't matter because of
I
the
don't know.
opponent. It matters. You don't know because
Okay,
guess what? It's not
okay.
that easy.
But let's compare good teams. Let's compare CJ Stroud going against a good team and Caleb Williams going against a good team. CJ Stroud can throw 4 touchdowns on anybody right now, today. Anybody.
Because C.J. Stroud's a year 2 player.
Since when has year two been such a no?
After
A
you had
lot
a
of
rookie year the
two
way he did,
a lot of year two players, they're still getting the same treatment that rookies get.
no, because you can argue C.J. Stroud is top 5. You can make that argument right now.
Exactly.
A
You
lot,
can make
not a
that
lot of
argument.
quarterbacks, not a lot of rookie quarterbacks. You can say they're in year 2 was arguably a top 5 quarterback.
Coming into this year, Caleb Williams is being talked about like at the end of the year, he's going to be a top 10, top 7 quarterback.
Top 10 is still available.
What I'm seeing right now, I'm not going to give you top 10. I'm just not.
Now, right
No.
now, like you said, it going into what, week 7? Of course.
Yeah,
But what I'm
going
saying
to week
is,
7, and based off of week 4 and 5, y'all crowned this man the next coming. Y'all said that Chicago is so scary. I don't see it. I just don't.
has he looked better from week 1 to week 6?
Yes.
That's all that matters right now. And him looking
No.
better,
Not.
Kenny Pickett looking better was not a 4 touchdown game because it's never happened. So
Because
every
Kenny Pickett.
rookie quarterbacks, what I'm saying is rookie quarterbacks, them looking better by week 4 or week 5, week 6. We're just looking for you not to turn the ball over and give me at least 2 touchdowns. He threw 4 touchdowns. I think you're downplaying it. Yes, it's the
That is
Jaguars. I
changed
get it,
though. That
but it's a rookie
the
quarterback.
expectation of a rookie quarterback has changed because of what we saw from CJ Stroud.
It,
Because of
it,
what
cha-
we've
it
seen from
changed
rookie
depending
quarterbacks.
on who it is. It changed depending on who
Exactly.
it is.
And it's
Every
Caleb
rookie quarterback
Williams.
don't have that expectation.
Bo Nix, you say he's playing great right now. Bo Nix isn't
He is playing for his standard. He's playing good.
exactly, there you go, for his standard. For
Yes,
Caleb Williams' standard, a four touchdown
4 touchdowns.
Jaguars doesn't please me. That doesn't tell me
He
something.
is still a rookie. I don't understand that. We
He's a
cannot take
rookie that
away.
we're comparing to a rookie CJ Stroud. Does he look better than rookie CJ Stroud right now? Yes or no? Yes or no? Answer the question.
Actually, rookie C.J. Stroud was not rookie C.J. Stroud the first 6 weeks. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that. He took, once again, probably got games like this. It then became good down the stretch. But in the beginning, we was not talking about C.J. Stroud being who he was by the end. I do not agree with that. You think C.J. Stroud just came into the league whooping everybody?
No, whooping everybody. It took a little bit, but come week 6, he was established. Come week 6, it was this
Okay,
is
it's week 6. He threw 4 touchdowns.
the Jaguars.
You cannot do that with
I
a
saw
rookie
CJ
quarterback.
Stroud give us problems last year. Problems.
You're right.
Arguably top 5 to 3 defense every single year. Problems. Caleb Williams gives the Jaguars problems, and we're crowning this man next up. I don't like it. No.
A 4 touchdown game is not something you can just look over. It does not happen that it does not happen like that. It's not something that happens every week. We can't do that. Jordan Love had a 4 touchdown passing game this week, but I could probably count on my fingers how many times somebody threw 4 touchdowns this year. And he's one of them. And he's a rookie. I feel like we just can't. You're taking credit for him because he went against the Jaguars, but he's a rookie quarterback. But when he played bad the first week, you didn't say, well, no, because the Titans, I guess their defense ain't that good. So
They're not. The Titans isn't a good organization at all.
you're right, and that was his first game. When everybody came out overreacted, I said, relax. It is his first game. I understand. Nobody thought Caleb Williams would come straight into the league his first game and toss 3 touchdowns. That is ridiculous.
Nobody. You're right. Nobody.
But after the way he looked week 1, if I would have said I bet you he throw 4 touchdowns in a game by week 6, what would you have said? Bet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, guess what? He smashed the bet. He got the 4 touchdowns. It's 6 weeks in. I'm telling you, it's going to keep getting better and better. But it's okay.
They're 4-2, right? They're 4-2, right?
Yep.
You want to know who they've beaten?
Yep. Tell me.
The Titans.
Yep.
Will Levis.
Yep.
Terrible.
Yep. Come on. Keep
They
going.
beat
Keep
the
going.
Rams. The
Yep.
IR Rams.
Yep. Keep going.
Then they beat the Jaguars and the Panthers.
Yep.
So where do you see this team going? You label them scary. At the end of the season, where are they going to be?
Okay. Okay. Guess what? You just told me that Justin Fields solidified his #1 spot at quarterback. That's what you just told me. Guess who he's beat? Who has he beaten? Tell me his record. Tell me who has he beaten?
The Falcons.
The Falcons, who I don't think is that good.
The Chargers.
Go ahead. The Chargers. You said they're not that good. So next.
The Broncos.
Yeah. Next.
And the Raiders.
And the Raiders. So what's the difference in the resume? What's the difference?
Caleb Williams was handed a freaking silver plate.
Oh my goodness! So he was supposed to come into the league.
DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, like Justin Fields does not have this.
So he was supposed to come into the league and throw 4 touchdowns every week. Like what?
No,
what do you think the expectation was?
Nobody is saying that. Nobody's saying that at all.
So what was the expectation? Tell me.
You said what?
What was the expectation? What was he supposed to do between week 1 and week 6?
Look like who you were expected to look like. That was my expectations of him from the start, especially after the preseason that he had. He in preseason he was making it look like this is another day at USC.
And what in preseason?
This is child's play.
In preseason.
That's fine.
Against backups.
That's fine.
In meaningless games.
That's fine.
Meaningless games.
You know that man week 1 had 93 passing yards? I guarantee you nobody picked the under on his passing yards. Nobody. You couldn't tell me Caleb Williams could throw for under 100 yards. What?
I'm not disagreeing.
No.
But he went from a 93-yard passing game to a 4-touchdown passing game in a span of 6 weeks. And that's not impressive to you because he played against the Jaguars. That's not impressive.
It's not.
If it wasn't impressive, then everybody would be doing it against the Jaguars. C.J. Stroud did not do it against the Jaguars.
That's fine.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
That's fine.
Now it's fine because arguably a top 5 quarterback did not throw 5 touchdowns.
CJ Stroud can do that, and I know where CJ Stroud is going to be at the end of the year. I know where he's going to be. I don't know where Caleb Williams and Chicago Bears are going to be at the end of the year.
You know where CJ Stroud is going to be because you've seen him play last year. This is Caleb Williams' first year.
Once again, where do you see them ending the season?
The playoffs.
What? Wild card exit, division round? Where do you see them?
The playoff period. This is, oh my God, the Bears, who's been pool trash the past couple of years. He's coming in by taking the playoffs his very first year. That's not impressive to you.
You know, they can only get one of 3 spots, right?
You're right.
Because they're not winning their division.
They're all 4-2. I don't know.
They're not.
I'm sorry. The Vikings have the lead. I'm sorry, Vikings, but they're gonna fall. I told you that. The Lions fall 800. I told you that.
Do you think the Lions are going to finish behind the Chicago Bears?
They're only 2 games. They're only 2 games ahead.
Stop it.
That's their game ahead because they had a bye, I believe.
They have to play the Lions twice. They have to play the Packers twice.
What does that mean?
4 losses.
We just talked about how you cannot guarantee losses in this league, and you're gonna guarantee 4 losses.
That's 4 losses.
How much?
Put 10 on it right now.
10 on it right now. And they lose both games to the Lions and both games to the Packers.
Yes.
Bet. Easy 10 for you.
There's 3 spots left. Mind you, the Commanders, they're winning games. They're just winning games.
But it's not gonna sustain.
They're not making the playoffs?
It's not gonna. No, I don't believe they're making the playoffs. No. I can bet that too. You wanna bet? You wanna bet that?
They play the Panthers this week. Then they play the Bears. Then they play the Giants. Then the Steelers. Then the Eagles. Then the Cowboys.
Do you
then
want
they
to
play
bet?
the Titans, Saints, Eagles, Falcons, Cowboys.
Do you want to bet that the Commanders do not make the playoffs right now?
I don't want to bet that the Commanders make the playoffs.
Why not?
I don't. Because I'm not a believer. I'm not. But mind you, you
Exactly.
said the Rams. You said the Rams can get scary, right?
Yes,
You
they
think
can
the
still
Rams
win the
can tipped
division.
over?
They can win the division.
Okay. So, but mind you, they're probably not. And if they do win the division, that means that the 49ers are guaranteed a playoff spot.
The 49ers can have playoff spot. That's no problem.
That's fine. That's one wild card coming out of their division. Two, the second wild card is coming out of the NFC North, and it's not going to be them. They're not making the playoffs, bro. They're just not. They're just not. I don't see it. They're not making the playoffs. They're not. And then my last, and because we need to move on, my last and final problem. You call the Falcons cute. I don't. No, I
I'm
don't.
very that
I
good.
what what makes you say that? They've unlocked their playmakers. Last year, we kept complaining that they were not giving Bijan Robinson the ball. We kept complaining Kyle Pitts was nowhere to be found, and Drake London didn't look like a wide receiver one. This year, they added Darnell Mooney. Darnell Mooney looks great. Drake London looks great. Bijan Robinson is doing his job, and Kyle Pitts is doing his job. Kirk Cousins is playing good football. Your defense is making plays. What about that says cute?
I do not think that their defense is all that in the bag of chips. I don't. Sure, they look good against the Panthers. Sure. Sure. You just talked about how bad the Panthers are. You just told me that, right?
Terrible.
So of course they look good against the Panthers. Then against the Bucks, the defense looked god awful. It took Kirk Cousins to have a perfect game, a 50-point fantasy game for him to win that game, right? So that's two games that I'm looking at like, okay, sure, whatever. I don't think this team is that good. I don't think they are who people think they are. I definitely don't think they're gonna win a division. And when it comes down to them last three spots, I don't think they're gonna get one. So I don't think Atlanta's gonna make the playoffs.
So you think the Bears are gonna make it over Atlanta?
Yep. You want
You
to
gonna
bet?
make that bet?
You want to bet?
You make that bet?
Bet.
Bet. Put 5 on it.
Five on it. Five,
Bet.
five on it. You got Atlanta. I got the Bears. Boom. Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Perfect. But y'all, we running out of time, so let me go ahead and move on to our last subject of the day. It's gonna be the best thing, as we do every week. Talk about the best thing we saw in the previous week. All right. So, Jared, what's the best thing you saw in week 6?
The best thing I saw in week 6 was something that didn't count. It was the Detroit Lions just embarrassing the Dallas Cowboys and ran a trick play for their lineman to score a touchdown. Mind you, like I said, it didn't count. But that play, if you had to go look at one play for every game to just explain the story of that game, that's the one play you're gonna pick. They toyed with the Dallas Cowboys. They made a mockery of them. Like, it was bad from start to finish. It looked bad. They're out there toying with y'all. They were out there just running the ball all over y'all. Jared Goff having a phenomenal day. Defense, no problems. Like, that's literally from start to finish. They toyed with y'all, and that's what that play showed. Lateral to my lineman to score, like, that's bad. I'm not gonna lie to you, Dallas. That's pretty bad. If a team ever did that to us, I'm the TV might get broken, cause that's ridiculous. So yeah, the best thing I saw was the Detroit Lions making a mockery of the Dallas Cowboys, and of course I appreciate it. Payback for unfortunately us not being able to beat the Dallas Cowboys. So I appreciate the payback. Dallas fans couldn't say nothing to me at school. At school, they could say nothing because you just got obliterated by the Detroit Lions. So yeah, best thing I saw was the representation of the butt whooping that the Detroit Lions gave the Dallas Cowboys by that trick play for their lineman to score, although it did not count. That's the best thing I saw in week 6.
All right. The best thing I saw in week 6 was oh, and mind you, that game was on Jerry Jones' birthday too. That just makes it like 10 times worse.
100 times sweeter for me.
10 times worse. But
Gary.
I wanna go back to what I said before the season. Actually, after the draft, I said this, and I had the footage to do it. Y'all go watch the episode I did after the 2024 draft, so early this year. I said that Drake May is going to be better than Caleb Williams. I said this. I believe Drake is going to be a generational talent. Not saying that Caleb Williams is not going to be one, but I think that Drake is going to be better than Caleb. All right, Drake came in his very first game, mind you. He has 0 weapons. His best receiver is Demario Douglas. I bet you that 90% of people watching, 98% of people watching this podcast right now don't know who Demario Douglas is. They just don't. Right, that is his best weapon. His O line gives up the most pressure, has the highest pressure rate in the league, and they win against a team that, guess what, generates the most pressure on QBs. And Drake May was able to go 20 for 33, so 60%, 243 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Let me tell you something. When Jacoby Brissett was in there, the offense looked dead. Right? Feel like they couldn't do anything because Jacoby is limited. Well, guess what? Drizzy Drake is unlimited, and he's unlocked the passing aspect of this offense that they didn't have, and they shouldn't have because they don't have any weapons. But guess what? He is that much of a talent that his first game he came in and tossed 3 touchdowns against the Texans defense ran by coach. What's his name? What's my boy name? Coach, help me out. Help me out. Oh my God.
This is bad.
D'Amico Ryan, my bad. D'Amico Ryan, yeah. Led
Yeah.
by D'Amico Ryan, right? Came out, threw 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. One was tipped, right? One was tipped, popped up in the air, and they ended up catching it. But that's a great game for your debut against a really good team. And guess what? This week, guess who you play? The Jaguars. The Jaguars. Hey, my boy Drizzy might just toss 4 of them things. I'm just saying. And guess what? And guess what, y'all? Jared Best won't be impressed. That's just how it is.
No. That's completely different. That's completely
It's the
different. You just said,
Jaguars.
who's his number one target? Who's his number one target?
It's the Mario
Who's
Douglas.
his number one target?
Mario Douglas.
And who's his number one target in Chicago?
DJ Moore.
Who can he also throw the ball to?
Keenan Allen.
Who did they draft in the first round to help him out?
Roman Dundee.
Case closed.
No, there's no case closed.
And they have Cole Kmet.
Case closed. He's a rookie. He saw 4 touchdowns. It's not common.
No case.
Guess what? No CJ Stroud, I looked it up. CJ Stroud threw 4 more touchdowns once last year. Threw 5 against Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
You said when?
They do 5 against the Buccaneers. This is like week 8, week 9. I just looked it up. Caleb already did it week 6. You know what that means?
What does that mean?
That means CJ Stroud's roller coaster was kind of going at an angle like this, right? Going up, right? Caleb Williams is pointing more like this, and it's going up. All right.
So at the end of the season, he would have had a better rookie season than CJ Stroud.
We're going strictly numbers, right?
Strictly numbers.
Yep. I'm betting it. You want to bet that too? You want to lose some more money?
Wait. Let me pull out the handy dandy stats. Handy dandy stats before I make a deal with the devil.
No. What's the stats for?
No.
Why you get the stats? Don't worry about the stats.
Handy dandy stats. Right now, Caleb Williams has 1,317 passing yards, 9 passing touchdowns.
Yep.
With a 65% completion percentage.
He needs 14 more. Because CJ threw 23.
Five picks. 5 interceptions, right? Correct?
CJ threw 23.
CJ Stroud last year, 4,108 yards.
Yep.
23 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. You already matched his interceptions.
That's cool.
You already matched it.
That's cool.
Your interceptions is only gonna go up.
So we can beat him in. So if he beat him in yards and touchdowns and lose interceptions, then what?
It depends. Are we talking to James Winston 30 for 30? Like, what are we talking?
No, not 30 for 30. We're talking maybe like 10 picks.
10 picks? If you only throw 5 more, no, you're fine.
10 picks. Maybe even 12 picks. Something on the line. 10, 12. Not like 30. No, not 30 for 30. No. 12 picks.
That's fine.
12 picks, more touchdowns, more yards.
Fine. But in 15 games, CJ Stroud threw 4,108 yards.
Yep.
And 23 touchdowns.
Yep. That's cool.
8th in passing yards.
That's cool.
CJ Stroud.
That's cool. I'm not taking nothing from CJ Stroud. I'm not at all.
Hey, you're trying to.
No, I'm not. I'm just trying to get you to put some respect on Caleb Williams' name. That's all I'm trying to do.
I have some respect for him.
And I ain't gonna lie. I was never a big Caleb Williams fan, but I couldn't stand. Like going into this year, I said if he lives up to the hype, because I didn't really believe he was gonna be like all that. I said if he lives up to the hype, this team will be scared. After the first game, everybody just threw in the towel on Caleb. I'm like, whoa, what's this one game? Like, relax. So now I got to drive the Caleb Williams train because everybody abandoned the train after 1 week. And I guess what? 5 weeks later, what do you do? 3 days later, Jesus rose. 5 weeks later, Caleb threw 4 touchdowns. And that's how we go to end this.
Oh, and yeah. Cut this off,
That's
man.
right. Look, man, Jesus got a sense of humor too. All right, if he didn't have a sense of humor, he wouldn't make me. All right, so let's go.
You better pray. You better pray, he
Yeah,
does.
because we
Boy,
close like that. We close like that. I know he got a sense of humor.
I respect our
We
relationship.
good. He
Come on,
just
brother.
chuckled. He just chuckled. I heard him. He said good one, J Bus. He said good one. All right. But
Whew.
that is it. That
Jesus
is
calls me
it.
J Best. All right.
That is it for Straight to the Point podcast. All right. I will see y'all again on Saturday when I make my game picks for week 7. All right. We already at week 7. Already. Just like that. In the blink of an eye. So make sure we enjoy the rest of this NFL season because when it's gone, we all know it's gone. All right. But that's it. Your boy J Best and your boy Jared. We out.